Hi friends, welcome back or welcome if you're new here. My name is Miley and happy 2025. I am so excited for this new year. I'm so excited to have an entire year reading with you guys. Something about January that gets me such in a reading mood. I want to read everything at once. So today we're going to be doing my TBR jar picks, my January reads. I actually added quite a couple of prompts last night, so the jar is refreshed. I added about 5 or 7 new prompts, so I'm really excited for those. I'm hoping that we get new prompts today. Before we get started though, I did want to give you guys a little disclaimer that I'm sick, so if you guys hear my voice fucked up, it's because my voice is fucked up, a little congested, so I'm pretty sure that comes through my voice. I have some tea here as well. Another disclaimer is that there's construction noise around and I can't do anything about it. Hopefully my microphone doesn't pick up a lot of noise. I think we can go right ahead. I'm going to be choosing 8 prompts as always. I never read all 8 books, but I like the options it gives me. So we're going to do 8. You guys are going to see that I have some books that are repeats because I didn't get to them last year and I really wanted to. I also added some books that were in my 25 for 2025 list. I'm really excited. So let's get started. Let's give the jar a good luck shake. First prompt is 5-word title. All right, so these 2 are the books that are on my TBR card that have 5 words in their title. This featured my December TBR last month and I didn't get around to it. I just didn't have time between all my Bookmas filming and all that, but God, I really wanted to read this. But then I also have How to Love Your Daughter, which was on my yearly TBR, like my 24 for 2024 list, and I never got around to it. And it sounds like something that I would really enjoy because this is like a book that explores mother-daughter relationships, especially one that's very, very fragmented. And I just love that title. What a title. How to Love Your Daughter. That sounds devastating. God, this is so hard. I want to read both. I'm gonna go with this one just because it has been on my TBR for longer than If Beale Street Could Talk. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm really in the mood for this. Like I said, I love a good exploration on mother-daughter relationships, especially one that's just like really broken. I'm exactly a year late, but I'm gonna be finally knocking this one off my 2024 TBR. Hopefully I get a prompt that I can use for this one because like I said, I really did want to get to it in December, but sadly I just didn't have time. December was so busy. Second prompt, new to me author. There are so many options, you guys, because there's so many books here, so many authors that are new to me, and it's giving me a little bit of choice paralysis. I didn't want this. I wanted my TBR jar to clearly choose out my TBR for the month. I got a little bit of a stack here of authors that are new to me, and these are books that are being calling my name. The Wall. This is a dystopian literature, and this is actually like a really big 5-star prediction for me. But then I also have Salt Houses, Palestinian lit that follows an entire family. I've heard that it's kind of sad as well, and that sounds just amazing to me. Salt Houses follows 3 generations of a Palestinian family as they scatter across the globe and bring us to a greater understanding of how we carry our origins in our hearts wherever we may roam. That sounds devastating. Oh my God. But then I also have How It Works Out, and this one I featured in my 25 for 2025 list. This is sapphic lit and it's something about parallel universes. I'm actually quite aiming for this one. But then I also have The Shards by Bret Easton Ellis, and I've never read a Bret Easton Ellis, obviously because this guy is really intimidating. This one was in my December TBR, and again I didn't get to it. I mean, I don't know why I was thinking how was I gonna read this chonker in December, a month that's very, very busy, not only YouTube wise but personal wise and work wise. I don't know what I was thinking. I was delusional. Those are the options. Okay, I'm not gonna pick this one. No, I'm not gonna do that. You know what? I'm gonna go for How It Works Out. I've been thinking about it ever since I featured it in my video, like I said earlier, and I'm very much intrigued by the premise and the idea of parallel universes. Let us go for the third prompt. Book blurb by a favorite author. Oh, well, this one have blurbs. I was looking at this one, but since this is an ARC copy, it doesn't have any blurbs yet, which is so sad. And this is Cristina Rivera Garza's newest release. She is the author of Liliana's Invisible Summer, which I read in 2023. It was amazing. And so when she came out with a new release, I was so stoked. Oh no, this is also not blurred by anybody that I know, unfortunately. No, not this one either. I'm seeing a couple of authors that I recognize, like Elif Bautuman, Raven Leilani, Isabella Hamad, but I don't like any of these authors. Like, they're not my favorites. Nope. There is an author here that I recognize, Rivka Galchin, but she's not a favorite author. I pulled out quite a bunch of books, but sadly, none of the books that I pulled out were my favorite authors, and I've given up. So we're gonna repick for prompt number 3 with your favorite color on the cover. And if you guys couldn't tell, one of my favorite colors is yellow. Oh, I just realized I'm matching with my TBR card. That's so cute. I can go for the coin. I've been wanting to read this. This is Palestinian lit about a woman who gets involved into a scheme on selling fake Birkin bags. And I've actually seen quite a few friends of mine feature this book on their favorites of 2024. I'm going for this one immediately because of that. I also saw some comparisons to Otessa Moshfegh, which, if you guys don't know, I would say that that's one of my favorite authors. So I'm just reading the first sentence because I was really intrigued, and it says, "Dirt was my first hypothesis. It had its way of going where nothing else would go, and I kept seeing it on surfaces, in corners, underneath furniture and lawn nails." I'm into this. So this is our third book on our TBR. Let's go now for the fourth prompt. Book with art on the cover. I could have chosen this one for that prompt. Anyways, I actually don't know if I have any other books with art on the cover. Does this one work, you guys? I've been wanting to read this book ever since I bought it in France, of all places, and I can't believe I went the entire autumn season without picking this one up because it was the perfect type of book for that season. But I'm not too late in picking it up now, so I'm gonna go for this one. I think this works out. This is art on the cover. This looks like a painting. This looks like an unfinished type of drawing, and this one sounds so interesting. I know it's about this guy who's a perfumist, and he gets obsessed with this girl's particular smell, and I think he murders people to try to recreate her smell. And it just sounds insane, but also so good. And I like that even though it's a classic, it's actually quite accessible and readable because it's not very difficult to understand. We're gonna go for Perfume by Patrick Senskine. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this one. All right, so let's choose for the fifth prompt now. A book currently being raved about in social media. So a book that's really trendy right now. I don't know if I have any, actually. We could go for Han Can's newest release, We Do Not Part. This book in particular is not being raved about in social media. This has not been published yet, but Han Can did recently win the Nobel Prize, and I've seen a lot of her books resurface on the internet, and I've been really intrigued by her. I actually have read a Han Can before, but I just don't remember it. I read it so long ago, and I think I didn't like it at all. I think I read The Vegetarian. So I'm gonna read you guys the blurb because I actually don't know what this one's about, but I know that she writes a lot of like Korean history. One winter morning, Kyung-ha receives an urgent message from her friend In-sung to visit her at a hospital in Seoul. In-sung has injured herself in an accident, and she begs Kyung-ha to return to Jeju Island where she lives to save her beloved pet, a white bird called Ama. A snowstorm hits the island when Kyung-ha arrives. She must reach In-sung's house at all costs, but the icy wind and squalls slow her down as night begins to fall. She wonders if she will arrive in time to save the animal or even survive the terrible cold that envelops her with every step. Lost in a world of snow, she doesn't yet suspect the vertiginous plunge into the darkness that awaits her at her friend's house. I actually don't know if this is horror, but it gives me a little horror vibes. So we'll see. This one sounds so interesting. It's not the book, but it's an author that's really raved about on social media right now. So I'm really keen to read Han Can, like I mentioned. So we're gonna go for We Do Not Part. Tea break. We're fishing for the sixth prompt. So for this one, oh, okay. Fun. This one is spin a color wheel. So I'm gonna grab my laptop. All right, I got the same old color wheel. And we're just gonna spin. What is that? Blue. Oh my god, okay, so I'm spotting some really good ones. We can do the Emphyseum, or we could do the Unwritten Book. And I think there's more. We could do the wall. So I know I said we could do the wall, but I'm immediately gonna put it aside because I just remembered that I have a video idea with this book. So this book will be read very, very soon. I think I'm gonna stick with these two books, and I'm so excited for these two books. This is The Amphitheum by Olga Tokarczuk. This is about some guy who's dying of tuberculosis and he gets admitted to like a clinic or a health resort, and I think there's ghosts in the health resort. I don't know. Sounds very, very intriguing. And then we have the unwritten book. This is actually quite different than The Amphitheum. This is actually nonfiction, and I have no clue what this book's about. Actually, an investigation about death is all that I know, and that already sounds very, very interesting. But then it also says the unwritten book conveys a vivid, grateful life that sheds fear for wonder and revels in randomness, connectivity, the magic of everyday existence, and the immense weight of love. So I just read the first page of the written book, and I think I'm gonna go with this one because I just read something that just caught my attention. It says, what if I've been dead for a long time? What if I've been dead my whole life? If I am dead, the strangeness of existence is momentarily comprehensible. I don't know, that sounds kind of exciting. But also, let me read the first page of this one because now I'm curious. The first paragraph literally describes someone's shoes, which is also really quite interesting. You know what? I think I'm gonna go for the unwritten book by Samantha Hunt. This one I bought last year and I've been very, very interested by it ever since I did. And I also feel like since I don't have any nonfiction on my stack, this is a good one to like kind of read something different. We're gonna go for the unwritten book for prompt number 6. Okay, we have 2 more prompts left. Let's go for this one. Wild card, free pick. This is actually my worst nightmare because I am so indecisive right now. I have like 5 books I want to read right fucking now. This is the worst prompt. I think I'm gonna go for Headshot by Rita Bullwinkle. Don't ask me why. This is the one that's just standing out for me the most. I think it's because of this gorgeous like spine. But I've been really intrigued by this one. This one was longlisted for the Booker Prize, and this is about 8 girls who are in a boxing tournament. And it sounds very different from what I usually read, but also at the same time it doesn't because I think we get a character deep dive into each character, and I'm very intrigued by that premise. Okay, so we're on the very last prompt. Let's hope for the best. Let's give it a shake actually. A book in my 25 for 2025 list. Okay, so I know this one was there. The Door by Magda Sava was also on that list. Too Much in Not the Mood was also on my list. So again, we got 3 choices. I'm not gonna go for this one because this is nonfiction and I don't want to read a second nonfiction. So truly, we only have these 2 to choose from. This book sounds so good, but also sounds like a book that I just read. This is about 2 women living in the countryside after World War II. I think one of them is like the owner of the house, and then the other one is actually her maid, and I think some gay shit goes on, and that really sounds like The Safe Keep, which I just read in December. So I don't know if I want to go for this one, but also I loved The Safe Keep. Like it was this tension, the longing, the desire. That book had me gagged. It had me giggling like a schoolgirl. So maybe it is a good thing that this book sounds kind of similar to that one. So wait, I didn't know it was translated fiction. That also adds another point in favor of this book. You know what? We're gonna go for The Door by Magda Savo. Alright, friends, so that is all from me. These are the 8 books that I'll be reading in the month of January. I'm gonna try my damn hardest to read these. I feel like I've been picking out a lot of books in my TBRs, but I haven't really gotten around to them, which makes me so sad. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I'm in a really big reading mood, so I also feel like I'll get through a bunch of these, especially since there are so many that I'm excited for. Also, please let me know if you guys have read any of these, if there's any that I should prioritize maybe. And if you want to see reading vlogs for any of these books, please let me know and I'll definitely try my hardest to do so. That is it for the very first TBR jar video of the year. I am so grateful that you guys are here, and I'll see you very, very soon in the next video. Bye!